Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a brand new series for the brand new, just released Frostpunk 2. I am very excited to play this one, somewhat apprehensive because the first one was a little bit dark, a little bit definitely interesting at certain points, but I am very still hopeful for the story and the gameplay and everything like that, but I am a little bit scared of some of the decisions they're going to have us making. So we're going to jump in and start on the story with the prologue. They came upon the old machine as they always do, and when the whiteout hits, they must survive. So I'm going to actually stick this up to Officer, simply because we have played number one. We've played it quite a bit. Keep saying we, I don't know why, but I have played it quite a bit. I hope all of you out there do. It's a great game. It deserves to be enjoyed. But we are gonna push through, I think, on Officer. There's 4 different difficulties, so I think it should still be doable. And so, in 1887, the world froze to death. Civilizations crumbled. The failing British Empire built generators to support cities of evacuees. Cities that would become the last on Earth. Whether huddled together by a generator or out in the open frostland. Those that survived were shaped by the ordeal. 30 years later, all became very different people. And so let's go ahead and jump in. And if you are enjoying the gameplay of this game, please do stick around, because if there are enough of you on the channel that are liking it, and please do as well, hit the like button, support it. This seems to have some great Twitch features where you guys can really get involved with some of the voting and decisions in the game, which is something I'd love to do. So if you like the playthrough and you're loving the game, chuck something down in the comments, hit the like button, let's see it grow, and if it does, like I said, I would love to do a full Twitch playthrough of this as well. So right, let's jump straight in without less waffling from me.
Captain.
Can you hear us? Captain!
Do you hear us?
A generation ago, we fled the crumbling British Empire as the world froze around us. I held New London together. United, we survived 30 years of whiteouts. But the world around us is dead. Empty.
Ripe for taking. The city grows.
Vestas.
Merely surviving is not enough. We have to expand. After all, it's us who survived the end of the world.
Yes.
Well, that was unbelievably chilling. Ooh. Well, we are jumping into megalomaniac territory. We've been roaming the frozen desert for years. Many of us do not remember a world before the Great Frost. Now another whiteout is coming, and again we've reached the old machine. Again, we will rely on its furnace to provide heat through the storm. In the past, we always made sure there were enough supplies for the next whiteout, but our numbers have grown through the years. Providing for everyone is getting harder and harder. We must survive. The old dreadnought remains in pieces under layers of snow, but the scattered wagons still have resources inside. First, we must break ice to reach one of the oil wagons and construct an extraction district to use it. Then we can turn on the dreadnought's furnace to heat us. We will restart the furnace. So I'm just going to go and I think I've hit pause. Yes, I've hit pause. Good. So Frostbreak to an oil wagon and construct an extraction district. Turn on the furnace in the dreadnought's wreck to provide heat. So let's have a look. We have the dreadnought's wreck. The generator and everything is off. Deactivated, no fuel. District. Base output 10 shelter. Total demand 20 heat. Area effects. There are none. Affecting this district, there are none. Now, I'm not going to lie. Have not jumped into this. Have not played any tutorials. We'll see what we've got. We've got an oil wagon here. Got one here. We've got a construction wagon. Gets us some prefab. Let's have a quick look. We've got a 3,000 population and it's steadily rising. We have a 1950 workforce. And we have, I'm guessing, nobody unable to work. So I'm guessing the rest are potentially children. We have 200 scraps getting 21 a week. And we have prefab getting 0 a week. It is minus 20 degrees outside. And heat is scarce. We have 0 oil. Shelter. We are missing 35 shelter. We have 60 food. We have a demand of 60. We have unfulfilled for 60. Of course, that is 60 in the red. And we don't have any materials. Here is our temperature gauge. It will be dropping at some point soon. The cold is minor. Extremely increased by heat scarcity, extremely increased by shelter scarcity. Disease is currently absent, but it is increased by the cold. Hunger is currently absent, but extremely increased by food scarcity. That's going to be hitting us soon. And squalor is apparently absent. Okay. So we need to Frostbreak to an oil wagon and construct an extraction district. So we have an oil wagon here. Frostbreak. Frozen forest, 12 materials, deep deposit information, amount. Okay, so we have, let's just remind myself. We have food over here by the looks of it. Fertile soil, resource food, amount 18k. We've got more food. We've got some oil wagons in this direction. Oh, hang on. No, let's, thank you, undo that. So this is, I'm assuming, where we're starting. I seem to have gone and hit that all off. So for instance, yes, this grey area, the train in the middle is where we're starting. And of course, we want to break out to some oil. Now we have more food down here in the valley. So of course, the problem being is, yes, we can get to the oil, which is our first concern, but we will be going in the opposite direction to the food. But, as I said, that is our first concern. So, oil wagon amount 50k. So that is where we need to break out to. Construction, 300 workforce, and 30 scraps. That should be very, very possible. Oh. And then we simply need to hit go. Construct hubs, construct districts. Press T to see the tutorial. Click on the ground. Okay, you have to place it all. Fair enough. And then we will go ahead and frostbreak all of that area. Alright then, so let's... How about we also start coming towards this prefab. Let's go ahead and break all that ground. Now I don't know if it's better to do a circle like they did or whether we want kind of corridors. I'm really not sure. And then if we choose to construct districts, we have a housing, food, and extraction district. Now, the extraction district is what we want on that oil wagon. Output 20 prefab a week, 150 materials, or 60 oil. I assume it's obviously depending on what you put it on. A food district, 45 and 80, grows food in fertile soil and prepares it for consumption. Or the housing district has a shelter for 15 people. Now, if I was, for instance, to go and say this, obviously this has not been extracted. I would have to choose 6 tiles. But yes, maybe it is, in fact, better to do big circles. We'll find out. Construct hubs. Food stockpile hub. It's just a storage facility. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and start playing. Let's fast forward the game speed. There goes our drills. Extracting and frost breaking. Put it back to normal speed. Now I can do another 8. So what I'm going to do, first off, let's construct a district. Let's go an extraction district. Select 3 tiles to construct a district. Now I feel but yes, we should be doing this in circles, I think. I want an extraction district. Go ahead and fast forward. Let's break the frost. There is cold. Yes. Yes, there is. Extraction district. Go ahead and get that built there. And whilst we're at it, why don't we... Wow, housing districts are big. We'll get plus 20 heat. Whoops, sorry, I punched my own microphone. We will get plus 20 heat from building it next to the generator, so let's go and put that there as well. Okay, and then let's keep things moving and get ourselves both some heat and some shelter. Cold is notable. Oh, disease is minor. Extremely increased by cold, slightly increased by hunger. Hunger is minor and growing. And Wanderers community. Overall trust is accepted. As the thick black liquid oozes through the pipes, our people rejoice. The carcass of this old machine is a testament to the hardships that made us. But more importantly, it's our haven in the storm. It has allowed us to weather many whiteouts, and it will do so again. We have oil, we can turn on the furnace. Select the Dreadnought's wreck to see the furnace controls. And so here we have the furnace controls. Now we actually don't have... I don't think we have any oil. Generator on. 30 fuel will get us 60 heat. Furnace is on. We have enough oil to cover current needs. The cold will still affect our people until they have proper shelter. Housing will best protect us from the cold if built in close proximity to other housing or the furnace itself. However, we'll need prefabricated parts for construction. We brought some with us. The rest we need to extract from the wagon wreckages. So yes, we do have 540. Now let's just make sure. Construction does cost prefab and scraps. So we need to make sure that... Let's keep breaking ice. Break that around there and continue that up to there. Let's keep breaking ice. Let us... Nice. So oil, we have 30 available. Extraction district is outputting 60, and we have requirements of 30. And it looks like this might not be a kind of game where you actually stockpile too much stuff anymore. It looks as if it's simply output versus input, but I'm not 100% sure. We'll see how all of that goes. Now, of course, housing. Build 2 housing districts and Frostbreak to the prefab wagon and build an extraction district. So, we will wait for... Go ahead and put this on to slightly faster speed again. And then extraction district. We need 3 parts to this. Go and put that there. And then another housing district. There you go. If you link all of it up. Only need 3 linked though. I don't know if there's any point in doing beyond that. It doesn't show you anything. Heat from the generator needed to warm buildings. If not enough heat is produced to meet this demand, cold will increase. Let's go ahead and there's a tick button somewhere. There you go. Let's go and put that down there. And let us continue to... Oh, wow. If you leave a bit in the middle, you're not going to be able to reach it. Well, there's a little hint for you folks. You actually have to think about the exact squares you end up taking up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just leave a little... Ah, that can go down the hill. Beautifully done. Like playing a very old school game. Oh, it does cost 30 scraps. Oh, so don't keep breaking the ice because it is going to go and cost you your resources. I didn't realize that. I should have done. I now am out of scrap. How do we get scrap? Income plus 21 a week. Okay, it's not great, but it's something. Don't get carried away breaking ice, folks. But we are getting to our... Oh, sorry, I've paused. We are getting to our materials, our, what did we say they were? Prefabs. And we are building another housing district, which should get us... I think we're still going to be 5 short on housing, to be honest. Of course, it will reduce heating demand because we have established some heat and shelter for our people. We must now turn our attention to the incoming whiteout. First, we must frostbreak to the small patches of fertile soil suitable for growing food. Then we must store it in easily accessible depots. We must move quickly so that no one starves. Now, unfortunately, we are getting a lovely amount of scrap in. That's great. Now, I could attempt to push to the food down here, or I could simply attempt to push over here. I think we have some oil and some prefab over here as well. I'm going to push to this source of food. So that gets us to the food. There's a little bit of building around it, and then let's push into this corner as well. So that'll get us to the fertile soil and will allow us to build our district. Huddle the camp close together, easier to trap the warmth. I do quite like that. Total output 15, total demand is 0. Plus 20 from nearby generator, plus 20 from nearby housing district. Beautiful. And then this place, it is a little bit short. It does get plus 20 from the nearby housing district, however. Heat from the generator needed to warm buildings. If not enough heat is produced, to meet its demand, cold will increase. Yes, as we look at this one, plus 20 heat demand because we're near housing district. Affecting this district. Oh, sorry, that's what it does to other districts. This is what comes into this district. And then this, I assume... Oh, it's how efficient we want it to be. Demolish this district. No, do not demolish this district. Let's... Oh, we've paused again. I do apologize. Let's keep things going. Disease is notable. It's now diminishing. Good. Hunger is growing, but it's minor. And cold is notable, but also diminishing. Okay, let us grab a food district. Again, we want 3. Gonna go and build it in this little huddle. Alright. And if we zoom in, we can't really unfortunately notice too much difference between what we've broken and what we haven't. I mean, obviously this is a bit more buried. It will... 16 registered at 6. Sick and injured. Unresolved problems in the city can make part of its workforce absent. Those workers are temporarily excluded from your workforce. There are 2 main types of absences: sick and injured. Over time, having hospitals using abilities easy triage accelerates this process. The number of sick workers increases proportionally to how high disease currently is. Workforce upon decreasing disease in the city or after being cured in hospitals. So we have, I think it said, yep, 16 currently sick. That's all right. Our disease is diminishing, which is fantastic. We should start to get some food in. We secured our immediate survival. We now have to stockpile as much food as we can before the whiteout forces us to take shelter. To do that, we need to produce more food than our current demand. Dreadnought's furnace is on a 55. Okay. So, stockpile enough food to survive the whiteout. Now, we're in deficit by 15 still. And so, what we need to do is get to our next food source. Let's go and frost break to there. We'll get us our next food source. Construct hubs. A food stockpile. Plus 15k stockpile capacity. Stockpile capacity for food is increased. Proximity workforce demand in neighboring food districts is decreased. Okay. Minus 10% workforce requirement because I go and put it here. Now, with fertile soil being there, I can't... Oh, I could actually get it between the 2 of them if I build this here, which unfortunately I don't think I've quite done. No, not for the... I need that to go there. And I need that to go like that, which will allow me to get these both linked with one food stockpile hub. Beautiful. The food district requires 200 workers. Workforce available 932. Obviously, we are looking to get that put down a little bit. And so, no, let's keep this going. Let's go ahead and fast forward a little bit more. So if I put... it has to be 3 parts into it to get the full minus 10% workforce. That does mean... we will actually miss out on the other side, but maybe it's better to have... simply put 1 on each. I mean, we need 15k stockpile, and we need to get up to 40, so... maybe it is, in fact, better to simply have 2. Plus 15k stockpile capacity. Stockpile capacity for food is increased. Proximity workforce. Alright. Let's keep things moving. That will start to get us, first off, food and then a food stockpile. Disease is minor and stable. Significantly increased by cold, significantly increased by hunger. Well, hunger we're going to remove. Slightly increased by squalor. Materials are scarce. Demand 60. Extraction district, food district. Okay, we do... Oh, hello. Binan Kel, 42. Gardener. Pouring sand in his hands. We've been here so many times. The soil is depleting. A couple more and there will be no point erecting the hothouses. There will be nothing to grow food on. And the yield is so low. Either we pull emergency shifts or tighten our belts. Otherwise, there might not be enough for everybody. We might not be able to fill food stockpiles without exceptional measures. Consider asking the Wanderers to tighten belts or install emergency shifts in food districts. Okay, well we have another food district up. Stockpile enough food. Optional. Instruct the Wanderers to tighten their belts. Order emergency shift. Right, so if we come to here, that's just a district. I'm going to guess these guys down here. Wanderers, neutral. We've been roaming the cold, harsh world for many years. May the black path lead us. May we tread on the promised land. Oh, something else? Each day, the wind grows fiercer. Relentlessly, it beats against our buildings, weakening our structures gust by gust. Without raw materials to repair the damage, our districts will deteriorate. The more we build, the more materials we will need. This is the world we know. Provide more materials to reduce squalor before it harms our people. Relations marginally improve. We use them to shore up districts. We must move quickly or some districts will be disabled. Build an extraction district on a maintenance wagon. Construction, oil. Ah, maintenance wagons back here. Okay. It'll cost me 30 scrap. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm trying to hold the button to move the camera around. And let's just go and do one more. Done. That gets us in that direction. Now, back to these Wanderers. Favors. Those not working should donate their saved scraps. Relationship significantly worsens. Trust. Return scraps. Requires more heat stamps. And special. Titan belts. Hunger is significantly increased. Food demand per capita is decreased. We are currently gaining a plus 30. So that's what we're stockpiling each day. Requirements 100. Area effects. We are saving a bit on workforce here. Now, of course, there's only going to be... Yes, you're not going to get 2 food districts on one source of food. So I could move across to there to try and get... another source of food. I mean, I'm going to need another source of food anyway, to be honest, because... I can only currently stock up to 30,000. Oh no, stockpile is now 40,000 because I guess we get 10,000 just from our dreadnought. But anyway, let's go frost breaking. And... Okay, no, this is just a dead zone. Interesting. That'll get us all the way to there. That will allow us to build another food source. And yet another stockpile as well. Although, to be honest with you, if I don't need the stockpile, I mean, it saves me 20 workers, but it costs me 100. Base requirement, minus 100 workforce, minus 100 from food stockpile hub. Plus 20 from near. Yeah, so I mean, as it has no other bonuses, I mean, as I only have to get 40,000, it's actually not worth building the extra. Definitely worth getting that food hub, though. Let's continue to increase our output. And if I wanted another food hub... If I've got all the way down here, or all the way down here, and this one would probably be closer. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, I'd even be able to get it with just one more hit. So, you know what? Let's go ahead and do that. We are, yep, very much burning through our scraps. But that's okay. We have 26 people. Significantly increased by squalor, significantly increased by cold. Cold is right in front of me. Increased by heat scarcity, increased by shelter scarcity. So, if we can go and build, although we probably don't have... We are now gathering enough materials to maintain our districts. Time to focus on stockpiling food for the whiteout. Relations improve, causing trust to rise. Let's focus on food. Nice, we're getting an extra 50 of the districts. Now, yes, I don't have scraps. I need 60 all up. That's fine. I think we'll probably get the rest of the food next, although we don't have that much workforce available. Ah, there you go. Yes, it takes 300 to break the ice. So I do need to be careful, because obviously if I build too many districts, I'm going to be able to break no more ice. Well, I suppose if I can't break any ice, then I'm not going to be able to build any more districts anyway. My knees ache, and my fingers are so stiff, I can't hold the needle anymore. I've lived a full life. It warms my heart to see little Betty and Jacob playing by the evening fire. But maybe this is it. I've talked with the other elders. If it comes to it, we will go. I won't let my grandchildren starve. Some people are ready to sacrifice themselves to lower food required. So, of course, the current fuel demand is 140. There is 20 that is unfulfilled, so we do need to actually get more oil as well. Which easiest place we have already broken through to here, so deactivated, no access to resource with deposit. Oh, you're telling me there's no more prefabs here? Okay, so let's demolish that district. Or remaining, 38.6 thousand. There's no prefab there whatsoever. What do we got down here? Shocked at the sight of seals. Seals, I can't believe my eyes. We haven't seen them since the Great Frost. How did they survive? There's enough meat there to feed everybody. We're saved. But should we slay them if the Lord spared them from the end of the world too? Seal colonies can supplement our food production. Seal colony. Resource food amount 400k. How much do we have here? Food remaining 11.5. I assume that's probably the same here. Yes, 14.3. 18k there. But we actually don't need to. If we come down here and build the fertile soil, we should all be fine. That's going to get deconstructed. I am actually going to go and throw down... No, I'm not the food district, because I need 140 prefab. Means next thing I actually need to do is get myself some more prefab, which is all the way over in this corner. I didn't realize there was so little prefab there. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'll just about allow me to build the prefab. Cold season, heat demand has increased. Ooh la la. One of our frost-breaking crew uncovered the frozen remains of a man in tattered uniform. His shoulder patch reads New London Scouts, 3rd Platoon, and he bears an obscure signia. Some of our elders claim it belongs to a military organization, while others argue it has a religious significance. Maybe you have heard of this New London before, and can settle their debate. New London is a city of discipline that follows strong leadership, and where militant squads keep the peace. This will create a continuity in which New London has embraced order to survive. Now, last time I played Frostpunk, that's the direction I went in. That's what I'm going to pick. Okay, so we are continuing to push forward. Now, yes, we do need to get to this prefab. Let's go ahead and obviously increase speed again. Keep things going. We are down by 75 oil a week. Deadly cold. Due to cold, some of our people have frozen to death. Oh, that's not good. 30 people froze to death. Well, the first thing I need to do is get an extraction district here. And this place has 500 prefab, so not a huge amount. Next thing we'll need to do is the food district, but whilst time is a-ticking, let us get down here. I'm actually just one shy of the seal colony. Okay. This will allow us to increase our oil capacity. Yeah, so as you can see, there is no surplus for materials. There is a surplus for food. Unless, of course, we can eventually build a building to start putting surplus materials in a future game. And we have lost some of our housing demands simply because, well, we lost some people. Whiteout arriving in 39. Stockpiles ready in 62. Okay, so obviously we need to get that number down. Let's see how we'd go. We are building our prefab materials. That is what we are missing. We can get another extraction district. But I think I want to get the food district next. And it's always a balancing act, but the food is the thing that we are really trying to push. As soon as, of course... Time left 2 weeks. Oh, wow. Time really does... 2 weeks left of supply, I think that means. There you go. We should be starting to extract. Yep. And so, once we get to 140... We mourn those who have recently passed into the black, burying the dead. As is our custom, we take them to the oil pits. We gently lower their bodies into the thick blackness. The fuel that keeps us warm in life likewise preserves us in death. But death also erodes trust in our leaders. Without trust, there is no future. Trust and relations fall every time people die. Well, that's not good. We are neutral. Overall trust is accepted. Support not affected by neutral wanderers. And how are we doing? Oh, we don't quite have 140 prefab. Let's tick it forward one more turn. Food extraction. Go ahead and get those people working. Also, that only leaves us with 128 spare people. Now, something else, of course, that I have to go and build. I assume it cost me 140 again. Yep. Fine, I need to get a bit more housing. The whiteout draws near, a sacrifice. People in the camp are getting tense. They worry we won't gather enough food in time. Our hunters blame us for ignoring the seal colony and claim they would have been able to provide enough food for everyone. It's too late for that now. Many elders have volunteered to walk into the Frostland rather than be a burden on our resources. Their sacrifice would significantly reduce the rations we need for the whiteout. What should we do? In 32 weeks, we currently have stockpiled 10,000 food. Don't resort to extremes. Let's see what happens once this is built. I reckon we can do it. Now, of course, I want to go and build another district as well to keep things running. I assume there's no way that I can... Production efficiency increased, trust falls. I could potentially do that. Let's see what happens once this is built. And let's see how it changes. Our people are freezing. Incoming cold crisis. Our workers on Frostpunk crews have begun to suffer casualties from exposure. They're asking us to provide more heating before the cold takes a further toll. We need houses for our workers and fuel for our heaters. Changes to your relationship with the factions and communities in the city. Relations with factions and communities are a major factor. Persevere. We know we need to bring in as much food as possible for the whiteout when outer says, but we can't let our people freeze in the meantime. Okay, well, I'm planning to do that anyway, as long as 30 more froze to death. That is not good. Stockpiles ready in 32 weeks. Resource deposit nearly depleted. Really? Well, then we are going to need to get even more food. We need 300 workforce. We do not have the workforce spare to break the ice. Things become dire, ladies and gentlemen. Greatly decreased cold. Our population remains stable. And yes, it is greatly decreased by the cold. We're ready in 29 weeks, but that is going to be a problem once this resource depletes. We've only got 5k left to pull out of it. Now, to construct these all cost more workforce than I have as well, because if we hadn't gone and lost the last 30, or we didn't have anyone sick, we would be there. But unfortunately, task conditions in the camp take their toll on our people. Disease spreads. Able to work. If this continues, the workforce will be decimated. Right, well, let's... What I'm going to do is that gives me 100 of my workforce back. Let's go ahead and build another housing district. I mean, that should do absolutely fantastically, quite frankly. So if we can get that housing district built, we will have enough warmth, and cold shouldn't be a problem. I think. We'll see how we go. And then, I mean, obviously the prefab is technically the one you've actually got a bit of room to play with, but without my prefab, I am not building a thing. Let's see how this does. I mean, obviously it gives us a nice bit of bonus heat, which is fantastic. Oil, we are perfectly level. Heat is limited. Beautiful. This is diminishing. Fantastic. Now we have 133. That means that we are going to be able to... Can't frostbreak, unfortunately. But we are going to be able to... 150 workforce. Where did our workforce go? Interesting. I mean, I shouldn't have lost more people. A housing district requires workforce. Interesting. I have plus 12, so... we can drop that to a 6, give us a plus 3. I don't know if that'll help our population increase. Cold is stable. That still only gives us 76 workforce. 226. That's because our people are now less cold and can turn their focus to stockpiling food for the whiteout. Relations improve, which causes trust to rise. Okay, let's pause a second. And let's evaluate. Both of my food sources are about to go down. And I have no margin of error to play with. Now, I can't break out to the seal colony because, well, it's just too far away, frankly. Bottom line is, it's just too far away. I think hunger is significantly increased. Food demand per capita is decreased. Rations restricted. All will eat less to stockpile food more quickly. It still says ready in 14 weeks, though. 13 weeks. Okay, that seems to have done almost nothing. Order emergency shifts. How is my trust? Overall trust is accepted. Not anymore, it's not. My overall trust is tolerated. And that put us down to 12 weeks. However, I only have 11 weeks left to go, and I am about to lose food income. This place can obviously be demolished. Yes. And what we need is the ability to get to our seal colony. So let's go ahead and do that, and we need to get this seal colony set up. Ready in 14 weeks. We might actually fail this, folks. This might be going all downhill from here. Maybe as I hadn't even played the tutorial, just maybe. We should have, maybe should have started on settler difficulty. Okay, that's been built. That's going to cost me 200. Let's go and... Can I put it down 1? No, let's keep it up on that highest. Hunger is absent. Disease is minor. Squalor is minor. Cold is... Yes, we are low on a little bit of heat. I don't think we can overly do much about that. Food deposit is gone. Let's demolish this building. Yes. 6 weeks remaining. Stockpiles ready in 12 weeks. Oh, yeah, look, here comes the whiteout. Here comes the whiteout. Now we have an emergency shift on the go. We're going to have to emergency shift this one, which makes them very much untrust me. And it's still not going to be enough, ladies and gentlemen. Workers in food districts will work double shift. Disease increased. Stockpiles ready in 1 week. I don't think we're quite going... Not with this one having just dropped off. Yes. Whiteout is here. Preparations are over. I think I actually went and failed, but just marginally. Well, we'll have to see what happens. I think I was about 100 food off the scenario. Oh no! When the whiteout hit the camp, the Wanderers were almost ready. Ah! We grew hungry in the last days before the howling wind subsided. We could see the bones through our skin. But the miracle of the seal colony strengthened our hope that our journey was not over and would one day lead to a promised land. Our elders have added this story to our great tales, alongside warnings about a sinful city that still pumps smoke into the sky. Somehow, ladies and gentlemen, we have survived. I don't know how, because I'm sure I was a couple of hundred short, but apparently we managed to do it. And I must say, that was pretty brutal, to be honest with you. That was real down to the wire. For the opening scenario, That was pretty close. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That would bring us in to Chapter 1, but we are going to leave the episode here. When we come back, we will jump straight into Chapter 1. So I hope you have enjoyed this episode, and I hope you will come back to join us and play what we've been on to. And now, as you can see, this game does have some really nice differences from number 1. Resources, of course, are finite. They don't seem to be a stockpile kind of case. It seems to be keep some of them running and keep some of them in stock. There has been some variance there. There are, of course, different resources. And, of course, we are not trying to survive the coming winter as it has arrived. We are simply trying to eke out an existence in between the extreme, harsh consequences of the frozen wasteland. And so that just leaves me to say that until we see you again, I hope you have enjoyed the episode. As I said at the beginning, if you have, please hit the like button, please hit it in the comments. I would love to actually do a live stream of this with the Twitch features enabled. And so until next time, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all very much. And until we see you again, I hope that you can stay safe, happy, and healthy.